Hi there, it's Jane Birkinshaw here from Love Your Lens. I'm trying something a little bit different this week rather than the Facebook Live sessions that I have been doing on a Monday. I'm recording the screen live for you here, and I think it'll be more useful for you to be able to see the images that I'm talking about as I critique them. I'd like to say hello and a big welcome to some of the new members that we've had this week, and give you a little bit of an explanation as to what's going on. I'm going to talk about the weekly photographic theme and the theme that was set for the week that's just gone by, and I'm going to pick my favourite image from that theme. Now, if you'd like to join in, please feel free to do so. I'll tell you what the new theme is for this week at the end of this session. And if you'd like to, in addition to that, if you sign up here, you'll receive a free weekly email that tells you what the theme is, and it also gives you some tips and ideas and quite a lot of sort of technical, sometimes more creative stuff on how you could improve your photography. So well worth joining in with that. So the theme for this week was sound, and if you're on the Facebook group, in this search bar up here you type in hashtag sound. It's important that you use the hashtag every time you post a picture if you want me to be able to find the images easily for you. So what I've done there is, if we scroll down a bit, it says post from your group, and if I scroll down even further I can go to see all. Now, this isn't a fail-safe, it doesn't always pick up all of the images, unfortunately. I've not really worked out why, but if I scroll down now, we can see some of the images that have been submitted for sound over the last week. But what I'm actually going to do, because I know that it has missed some, I'm going to go back to Love Your Lens, and I'm going to go into the photographs of the group, which this is all the photographs that you've submitted, whether it's for sound or not. But having had a good look through them myself, I'm quite familiar now with which ones you have submitted for the theme, and I'm going to pick out the ones that I really liked. Your submissions start from around here. These are my two that kicked off the theme last week. And as we go through, I'm going to pick out the images that I particularly liked. Now, what I was looking for was that the picture really conveyed the theme, that as you looked at the picture you really did almost hear the sound that accompanies that picture in real life. So here we have Eric's picture of a bird, and yes, it really does seem like it's talking to you. It's very clear and there's great depth of field. So I really liked that one from Eric. A few other good submissions, again, a bird here, nice and crisp, from Emma. With clearly that bird is making its sound. This one from Emma again, dog howling, lovely. I'm going to come back to that one in a little while. And then various other shots that, these were submitted for sound, those three there, definitely, that one. Another one I really liked, where I felt that yes, you're going to really get the idea that this is a child laughing and having the time of his life splashing around in the sea. So yeah, nice little capture there. And as we move through, this one from Farhat, the sound of a clock ticking. I quite like this shot. It's just a bit different and a bit more creative, isn't it? And a bit spooky, as she says. I'm not sure how you captured that, Farhat. It would be good to have a little bit of background on that, on the treatment that you gave it. And moving back through, these two shots here from Kate Slater. I really like what you're trying to do there with the sound of the child splashing. So nice action shot. This picture from David Riley attracted a lot of interest, and we were all very intrigued by the mosaic of colours in this shot, and I think that was the main thing that people have been commenting about it. When you zoom in on it, especially this big on my Mac, you can see that it's not actually that clear, so I suspect that it's either got a high ISO or it's been cropped in heavily, but we did really love the colours going on in that. There's definitely the making of a good shot there. If we go up a little bit more, yeah, this one of the guy snoring on the bench made me laugh. And this one, I'm going to dwell on this one a little bit, by Julia Nicholson. Julia does a lot of dog photography, and I've worked with Julia on a number of occasions, helping her to improve her photography. And one of the things I said to Julia a while ago, she definitely mastered technically how to take a good picture and how to compose a good picture, but she still wanted to move forward a little bit more. And one of the ways that I suggested that she could do that was that to combine the technical ability that she had and the creative ability of composing a great shot, but alongside that to also start to seek out great light and also to seek out great backgrounds. So when she was doing dog portraits, to actively put the dog in great light and to actively put the dog into a great background. And one of the things I really like about this shot is the light. The light is fantastic, and it is really one of these things that will lift your photography above the ordinary. So Julia's telling the story here of sound. The dog is actively barking, we can almost hear it, but she's also shot that in amazing light. So that's a very nice shot. It's not my favourite this week because there have been so many strong ones, but I did just want to stop and talk about that because it is such a strong shot. Okay, and she submitted another one next to it as well, in a similar vein. So if we get up here, I liked the story of this one. Very obviously these little boys are finding this steam engine very noisy, so again you can imagine the sound as these steam engines were coming along. So nice story being told there by Susie. Then we've got a whole run of steam trains, which I'll dwell on a few in a moment. This again is a cracking shot by Lisa Rusko, not an easy one to get. Told at night time with fireworks. The fact that she's managed to catch this plane like this alongside the fireworks, and that it really, you really can sort of imagine the sounds that were around as she was stood there. So really clever, great shot. Liked that one. Nice effort by a relatively new member of the group here, Derek, at trying to capture the sound of water splashing. He's got some nice bokeh going on in the background there, and this is the type of shot where you can have a play around and get this water either frozen in little droplets, or you could get it to be a more consistent sort of blurred sheet of water by slowing down or increasing your shutter speed. And then of course this shot by Matt Halewood, what a stunner this is. It's fabulous, isn't it? The story being told there is just beautiful. The composition, the sweeping line here, the focal point here of this pretty little girl, absolutely enjoying her journey, and yeah, it's a great shot. I'm going to be very contentious and not pick it as my favourite. Can I say it's second favourite? Because although I think it's an absolutely top shot, I'm not hearing the sound as strongly as I am in some of the other shots. So absolutely brilliant, Matt. Don't be put off by the fact that it's not my favourite. It obviously is the favourite of 45 people altogether, so that's fantastic. I just want to make sure I've covered everything. I have. So I'm going to go back down. I hope I'm not making everyone feel dizzy. I'm going to go back down to a shot down here, one of the ones I briefly stopped on before, and it is this one by Emma. This is the one that so clearly says sound to me. It's a really nice portrait of Emma's dog. The love for her dog comes through, and just the fact that I can, sitting here now, I can hear that dog singing stroke howling. So very good, Emma. And somebody here, Carol, says it's as if I can hear the howl just by looking at the photo. So yeah, that's my favourite shot for this week. So well done, Emma. Right, and if we go back to the group now, and just briefly talk about the theme for this coming week. The theme for that I've picked is the everyday. So what I want you to do for this one is photograph either objects or things that happen around you that are very much part of your everyday life. But when you photograph that, think about making a strong picture out of it, whether that's by the way that you, the angle that you choose, the depth of field that you choose, the technique, the way that you edit it. So it's a very broad topic, but I'm really looking forward to seeing what you manage to do with it. And as I said, let me know what you've thought of this new method of me talking to you each week, and if it's worked for you, then I'll carry on in this way. So thank you very much for listening.